everyone, welcome back to our Python Basics series. Well, this side Rajya Lakshmi Singham, and today's program is super simple but very useful. We are going to check if a specific number is present inside a list or not. We have already done this kind of exercise before, but today we are going to do it using for loop and while loop. So here's the idea. Imagine you have a shopping list or maybe a list of numbers and you want to quickly check if something is there or not. For example, is the number 5 in my list of numbers? That's exactly what we are building today. Alright, let's start with the first version using a for loop. Don't worry if you're a beginner, I'll explain you every single line. So first, as usual, get the user input. So my list, input, enter the numbers separated by commas. And we are going to split that using the split method. Okay. And now we'll ask the user to enter the number that they want to check. Okay. So number equal to input, enter the number to check if it is on the list or not. Now let's create a variable called present. So this variable will say that whether the element is present inside the list or not. So we'll keep that initially false. Let's imagine that the number is not present in the list. Okay. Now let's work on the for loop. So for item in my list, if item equal to number, then set the present to true. And then you can come out of the loop because you don't have to check the elements anymore because you got the element that you're searching for. And you can just print number is on the list. When you will do that, if present is true, else you will just print the number is not on the list. Okay. So here what we are doing, first we take the list of numbers from the user and notice that we are using dot split method. So this splits input wherever there is a comma. And then we ask the user for a number to check. Next, we create a variable called present to set it to false. This is just like a little flag saying that I haven't found the number yet. Okay. Now comes the fun part, the for loop. It goes through each item in the list one by one. And if the item matches our number, then we set the present to true and stop searching using break. And finally, we print whether the number present or not. Okay, let's imagine that user gave a set of numbers 100, 108, 121, just any random numbers. And the user want to check the number 121. Okay. Initially, the present was false. So now we created for loop saying that for item in my list. I know you guys already have learned the for loop syntax, how the for exactly works. So you can keep, I just created item here. You can keep either for X in my list, for underscore in my list, for Y in my list, whatever it is, you created a variable called item to store the element inside the element of the list inside the item for a while. Okay. Now for item in my list. So the item value starts from here till here. So initially, what is the value of item here? So item value is 100. It's in the 0th position. Okay. If item equal to number is 100 equal to 121. No, right? It's false. So this entire instruction is skipped. Okay. Now item jumps from 100 to 108. So now the value of item is 108. So is 108 equal to 121? No. These entire instructions are skipped again. Okay. Now item jumps from 108 to 121. 121. Listen to me. If 121 equal to 121, is this condition is true now? Yes, it is true. So now the value of present changes from false to true. Okay. So now here the present value changed to true. And then it will come out of the loop. Okay. Now what is the value of present? So the value of present is true. So then which line will get executed? Either this line or this line? Which line? The left side one or the right side one? I'm asking you questions because assuming that you guys have already completed the previous exercises with me. And in all the exercises, if you observe, we are following the same pattern. We are getting the user, performing the logic using for loop and while loop, and then we are presenting it using the print loop in a single line using this if else instead of writing 4 lines. So that is why I'm asking. So if present is true, then obviously this line is executed. So the number 121 is on the list. So this is what we are expecting. Okay, let's run it. So I'm giving numbers 100, 108, 121 as we are assuming. Enter. Enter the number to check if it is on the list. 121 I want to check. Enter. Number 121 is on the list. So this is what we are expecting and this is what we got. So far so good, no errors. Okay. What if we want to check the number which is not in the list? What happens when you trace something like this? So you gave the same input, but you gave the number which is not in the list. You know, we are the human brains, we understand, we can see the things, we can compare it instantly, and we can say that number 120 is not in the list. But computer is not like us, right? We have to guide the computer each and every step, even the next instant step. So what happens? Initially, the present will be false. So for item in my list, again, now what is the value of item is 100. Okay. If item equal to number, is item equal to number? No. So then this entire thing will be skipped. And now the item value becomes 108. So now it becomes 108 and now it will check. Is 108 equal to 120? No. Again, this will be skipped and now the item value is 121. Okay. Is 121 equal to 120? No. Then again, these entire instructions are skipped and now it will come out of the loop because we came to an end. Now, what is the value of present? So the value of present is false because it didn't run this line because this condition is not true. So that's the reason. So if the present is false, then which side of the instruction will get executed? The left or right? Obviously, the right side. The number 120 is not on the list. Okay, let's run it. 100, 108, 121. The number 120 is not on the list. So this is how the program runs. Okay, now let's try the same thing but with the while loop. So always when you're using while loop, we have to initialize it by giving a starting value. So I'm giving I equal to 0. Okay. And we gave the present value to false. And now we will write while I less than, up to what extent you want to run this loop until the entire loop ends. So how you will check whether the entire list, when the entire list ends, when the size, the number of items, when it covers each and every item, then it comes out of the loop, right? So how many times it will run? Obviously, the number of times the element present in the list. How many times the numbers are present in the list? 3 times, because we have 3 elements. So the size of the list is 3 in this case. It could be anything. If the number of elements in the list are 4, then the size is 4. Then the len will be 4. So it depends on the number of elements. So while I less than len of my list, so then you are going to do the same thing. The logic is same. But here we will do my list of I. Okay. And then everything is same. But here we will increment I value by 1. So I equal to I plus 1. But instead of using like this, I will write it in a different way, which is I plus equal to 1, which is same as I equal to I plus 1. Okay. So everything is same. All you did is you changed the value, you changed the loop from for to while. Okay, let's run it again. Let's trace it. So here we have values 100, 108, 121. And for example, we gave the value as 121. And initially the I value is 0 and the present is false. So while I less than, what is the len of my list is nothing but the number of times the elements present in the list, which according to this case, we have 3 elements. So the length is 3. So is I less than 3 true? So now the loop jumps here. If my list of I, what is I? It is in the 0th position. So what is my list of 0 is nothing but 100. 0, 1, 2. My list of 0, my list of 1, my list of 2. So my list of 0 is 100. So is 100 equal to 121? False. This entire thing will be skipped. And now the I value becomes 1. Okay. Initially I value 0, now the I value becomes 1. Is my list of 1 equal to 121? So what is my list of 1 here now? It's 108. Is 108 equal to 121? No, false. Again, this will be skipped. And now I value becomes 2. Now listen carefully. I value becomes 2. Is I less than 2 less than 3 true? If my list of 2 is nothing but 121 equal to number which is 121. Are they equal? True. Now the value of present changes to true and then it will come out of the loop. It will immediately come out of the loop. It will not even run this instruction. It will just come out of the loop and now what is the value of present? It is true. So what will be the output now? The number 121 is on the list. Let's run it. See, the number 121 is on the list. Okay, what if you give 120 or any other number, any random number or 11? Okay, initial I value 0, same thing, it will repeat the same thing. I feel like I'm bragging this. So what happens now? These instructions will never run because the 11 is not on the list. So this condition is always will be false. So once this condition is false, then the present is initially false. So it will be false forever because 11 is not there in the list. So when you run it, the number 11 is not on the list. So this is how the while also exactly runs. So what's happening here? Instead of for, we are using a counter I, which is starting at 0. So the condition while I less than alien of my list keeps the loop running until we check all the items. And inside we compare the item at position I with our number. If we find it, we will set the present to true and then we will break out. And also don't forget to increase the value by 1 for every loop. Otherwise, we will get stuck in an infinite loop. It will be keep on running. And finally, we print the result just like before we did for loop. So there you go. We have two simple ways to check if a number exists inside a list or not. One with the for loop and the other with while loop. This is super useful for beginners because it teaches you how to loop through lists and how to use flags like present and how to use conditions inside the loops. So if you want to keep learning without getting confused, hit that subscribe button and also tap the like button if this helped you. And don't forget to share it with a friend who is also learning Python. Let's grow together, one line of code at a time. See you in the next video.